Kassim the Dream is the story of Kassim Ouma, who is a former child soldier who was kidnapped at the age of 6 years old, who ultimately rose up to become a junior middleweight boxing champion of the world. I came home from work one day and my wife was flipping through the channels on the remote, and she had said, I just saw this amazing short piece on HBO Real Sports about Kassim Ouma, and they had done an 8-minute piece, and luckily my TiVo was on, and I hit rewind on the TiVo and got to watch this pretty compelling short clip, and it struck me how lively and charismatic he was. I mean, here's a guy who was always smiling in just about every shot that I saw him. Even when he's in the ring, he's smiling. But you know, he's killed people at the age of 6 years old. Killed a lot of people, and I wanted to know more, basically. So at that point, I tracked down his manager and found out that there were over 100 other filmmakers and broadcasters all trying to get the story rights. And I showed them my last film, The Devil's Minor, and they both reacted very positively to that movie. The film was particularly frustrating for me making, for numerous reasons, but with The Devil's Minor, I was really able to control my shots. When I was working with little kids, I could have them repeat things that they just did. You know, I had a lot more control in that story. This one I felt like all the time I had no control. Kassim's an uncontrollable person. So there was a lot of run and gun type stuff, and so a lot of the scenes that you see that look absolutely magnificent in this were actually scenes that we were able to sort of go back to without Kassim. You know, all the footage with the Ugandan soldiers, which was real footage. We worked with the military. You know, Kassim was long gone from Africa. Kassim and I, we get along great, and we've always had a good relationship. You know, Kassim doesn't trust many people. I think his manager, Tom, who we call his Uncle Tom, he has no idea what Uncle Tom means, which always gets a laugh in the theater, but he doesn't trust many people, and it took a long time for us to sort of build the trust before he actually felt like, all right, I wasn't using him or trying to manipulate him. He wasn't exactly, I don't think it really dawned on him until about a year into the filming that we were actually making, you know, a feature-length film. You know, the first, you know, half dozen times we filmed, he'd turn to the camera and he'd say, come see my fight on HBO tomorrow night, you know, and it was like, no, that's not what we're doing. Of course, he was very, you know, nervous the first night when we screened it. You know, he kept elbowing me in the ribs when he would like smoke a joint. He's like, oh man, why you have to show me blazing? And I'm like, well, you know, if you're gonna blaze on camera, I'm gonna show it, you know, so.